Yo, hey, hope you're doing great. So today I'm gonna be reacting to Anthony Phillips. So this is Which Way the Wind Blows. So this is a song request by one of the Patreon from our community, right? His name is Rolling Ronnie. And he for March he decided to do this song, right? And then he say this track is from his first solo album, The Geese and the Ghosts, which also featured Mike Rutherford and Phil Collins. Which way the wind blows is a very peaceful track. So I'm very excited about this. And Anthony Phillips, I heard his name before. Seems that probably he is one of the Genesis guitarists. Let's see. Kind of need to find some information. Oh yeah. He was the original lead guitar of the rock band Genesis. He left in okay. So he left in 1970 and learned to play more instrument before he began a solo career. So this should be very interesting. And of course he had Phil Collins and other person more from Genesis. So I'm very excited about this. So Ronnie, thank you so much for the suggestion. Uh, Obviously, I have several and I maintain everything organized, and it seems that I miss his suggestion. So I'm sorry, Rolling. But I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Thank you also for sending me a message. So let's do it. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna react to this as a classical guitarist. So a little bit about me. I have a master degree in classical guitar performance. I have been playing guitar for more than 25 years, and I teach classical guitar on a regular basis, right? Different ages, from K5 all the way to high school. So, so yeah, pretty much like I said, we are gonna do the whole thing. I don't like to stop the music. I think that if it kills the vibe when I stop the music to talk. What I like to do is I let the whole thing to run. There you're gonna see my reaction. That pretty much my reaction. I may talk a little bit during the first round, and then the second round, when it finish, I will tell you my first impression. We will do an analysis. I will come back to the song little by little, and we can, you know, we can do that. Listen and stop and talk, all that stuff. So, most of the time it happen like that. Sometimes I don't come back and I can remember everything. But, when you are talking about musicians like this, obviously a lot of time it take more than one listening, which here pretty much is me listening one time and then coming back and give you my analysis. So we're gonna do our best, right? um, so yeah, this look very late medieval Renaissance. So it should be very interesting to see. The guy have a lute or a mandolin. I think that looked like a lute. So I'm very excited. Yeah, this will be very interesting. So let's do it. Let's do it. Also, I want to let you know, if you want to check out all my videos before everyone on YouTube, right? You can go to my Patreon. There I have early access to all my videos. I try to have 30 to 40 videos earlier without being published. Also, I have videos that they don't make it to to YouTube because they get blocked. I have probably gonna have a lot of King Crimson stuff there, which is super sad. I love what I have heard from King Crimson so far is amazing. So it is what it is. And yeah, also I do some requests directly. Like for example, Ronnie here, he's part of the community, and I have other people, and it's amazing because all these pattern, right? All these people, they help me to get the channel to a certain direction. They also help me to explore all these amazing musicians that I have missed all this time. So thank you. So let's do it. Let's do it. Beautiful.
Look, see how the world goes round. Look, See how the day goes on. You, it won't stop to help you. Me, it won't stop to help me. All the time the wind is blowing, where it's blowing next we don't know.
Ooh, major 7 chord here. Beautiful.
Love, some spend their days in slumber. Love, someone is weary toiling. Home, be my guest and come back. Oh, oh, I'll come. You'll be better off at home. All the time someone is dying. Where he's dying next we don't know.
Beautiful chords, jeez. Ooh. I love the scales.
Sit in the sunset, watching God's evening, receding so gently now into the wastelands. I think I'm at peace now, but of nothing am I certain. Only which way will the wind blow next time.
Ooh, beautiful, beautiful.
You might never have been saved. Ah, well, you might not have been so brave. Time would have shown the parting way.
Ooh, major chord here, major 7.
And you slipping under autumn's gaze. And now I know that nothing is what it ever seems.
Minor. I love that scale.
I sit in the sunset, watching God's evening, receding so gently now into the wastelands. I think I'm at peace now, but of nothing am I certain. Only which way will the wind blow next time.
Okay, gotta say that was beautiful. That was very beautiful. Um, Actually, you know, to be honest, my throat. To be honest with you, I was not expecting that. So I saw this image and I was thinking that it was gonna be kind of medieval and or like Renaissance, and there's a lot of artists in progressive, especially in this time, that they go in that direction. Jethro Tull have some stuff like that, and obviously Gentle Giant. But this is beautiful. This is like a ballad, very jazzy ballad, right? But there's a genre in Latin America that is called bolero. Bolero music, which is like just acoustic, and it have like a guitar doing solos. That's not the part that it does remind me. It's more about how the acoustic guitar, goes very soft, or also goes to open chords, right? But also the way that I think that this is Phil Collins that is singing, because you're told that Phil Collins is here. That sounds like him, but it's beautiful. This is a ballad, and again, it reminds me a little bit of bolero. But again, sometimes it goes to those major seven. It resolved to those major seven. Those sounds so beautiful to my heart. So yeah, I was not expecting this. This is beautiful stuff. I was not expecting this. So obviously, again, the guitar pattern, yeah, it does sounds. Actually, to be honest with you, it doesn't sound like Genesis. It doesn't sound like Genesis, but it sounds super beautiful. Maybe I do need to listen to the Genesis time. I'm guessing Super Ready was there, because he said that he was in Genesis from 70 to 76. I'm not sure, but what I have to say is that this is like a beautiful ballad, and again, it have a lot of open jazz. I don't want to say jazz chords, but in jazz the open chord, sustaining notes is better used, and in this case, the harmony was amazing. Also, those arpeggios for the guitar. There's some section that it goes down together, both of the guitar doing the scale, and then it goes up. Beautiful details like that. Those are nice. And then in the beginning, it does remind me a little bit of video game music, actually, to Zelda, actually. The Legend of Zelda, I don't know why, but it reminds me a little bit of that. So, I'm going to now take a little bit, listen to it, and I'm going to analyze a little bit, right? But that was beautiful. I was not expecting something like this. Beautiful. This reminds me a little of Legend of Zelda. But also that's very interesting because it's does an arpeggio, and then the other guitar, I think that is continue the arpeggio. The question and answer. Beautiful. Ahora it goes higher. So this is a beautiful ballad, I will say. A ballad, but beautiful with open chords. Beautiful to my ears.
Look, see how the world
Major 7 chord here.
Look, see how the day goes
Beautiful.
on. It won't stop to help you.
So interesting, actually, the sound of the other guitar. That is sound very bright. Like it's a very bright, and it's very contrasting to the accompaniment guitar.
It won't stop to
Phil Collins' voice. He's singing. I love his singing.
help me.
Oh, this is super. No bolero, yeah, this is what it reminds me of the bolero, right? But it's just I have heard Latin American, probably, Latin American singers having music like this, and that's why I talk about boleros, right? But it's so interesting. This here, it's like D minor 7, D minor 7, yes. that can be a chord. It's a minor 7 chord.
Time
G7,
is blowing, where it's
G7,
blowing next we don't know.
C major 7. Beautiful, beautiful.
Some spend their days
And then we have adding voice, unisons. Beautiful,
in slums.
beautiful.
Love, someone is weary toiling. Home, be my guest and come back home.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm probably gonna be listening to this several times because I love it. That guitar solo, you see the contrasting. It's like very by itself because of the contrasting of the sound. The solo.
Be better off at home. All the time someone is dying.
Now we have the harmonization. Oof. And then yes, we go to I'm gonna call this chord because that's what I'm come to my mind. But that's like a D minor 7, and then a G7, and then come back to D minor 7, G7, and then it's resolved to C major 7. That's how I visualize it in my mind in the guitar.
He's dying next, we don't know.
And then E minor here, and I love that effect there. Beautiful.
Sit in the sunset.
Yeah, there's a Latin Americans. I told Latin American because I don't know if I heard this in English, but there's a Latin American singer. He's Argentinian. His name is Kevin Johansen. He have stuff like this actually, and also there's another one, probably Jorge Dressler, that he had music like this. That there's like a openness of the chords, sustaining notes, very jazzy. And I don't want to say jazzy, but again, the open chords and open harmonies. I love it. It's beautiful.
Watching God's evening, receding so gently now into the westlands. I think I'm at peace now.
Oh, beautiful.
Nothing am I certain, only which way will.
I pretty much am listening to this for a second time, and it's just amazing. So, this is what I'm doing, listening again. But let's go a little bit. Oh, beautiful. Oh, I love the use of arpeggios, harmonized arpeggios. That probably sounds Genesis, yeah. The way that they use the harmonization when they do arpeggios and the way that they use the guitar. I love that. Actually, the way that it's recorded, Genesis does a lot, that they put in each in the stereo, they combine the guitars, and sounds beautiful. Beautiful here.
I sit in the sunset, watching God's evening.
Good stuff. So now we have the same pattern going down, and it does a kind of like a crescendo, right? And when I say crescendo, it's more that they begin to add more things. That sounds like an ARP. That sounds like a piano. Beautiful. Oh man, this is very unique. I love it. So yeah, this is my reaction for what's his name? Anthony Phillips, and this is Which Way the Wind Blows. Beautiful stuff. I was not expecting this beautifulness. So Ronnie, So Ronnie, thank you so much for the suggestion. Actually, it was a beautiful suggestion. Also, I will say it's a very interesting suggestions. But the way that the member of Genesis can take the music in a very different way, and yeah, like I say, I love the use of open chords. Like, it's not just minor major, it's just major 7, sustaining notes, and then the contrast of guitars, and it's beautiful acoustic guitar music. And Phil Collins, obviously, his harmonization and everything is just beautifulness. I love it. So thank you again. And again, if you want to have early access to all my videos, you go to Patreon, and also to do song requests the same way that all these people are doing. You can do that, right? Well, yeah, that's what I got for today. See you in the next one. Take care.